Hello, hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome to another Planet Zoo stream. We are here today celebrating the launch of the Planet Zoo Twilight Pack, which I'm sure many of you know you're all here excited to see more of. You can grab it right now over on Steam. It is $7.99 in the UK, and then respective currency for wherever you are. And we're really, really excited to bring it to you. I was not here for the teaser stream, so hope some of you's missed me. I definitely missed all of you, but I'm here now and ready to have some fun, and I'm not on my own. I am here with my good friend Dean from Shepreth.
Hello.
Hi there, welcome. It's your first time here, I think.
Absolutely, it's wonderful to come to you rather than you coming to us. So.
I know, for once you're in our territory.
Absolutely.
So we're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
But part of the reason you are here is because I did have a little visit recently.
You did, absolutely, and it's lovely to see you at the park.
Yes, it was really lovely to go. It's always lovely when we get a chance to go over. You guys might remember Shepreth Wildlife Park from being where we did our animal talks before, and I got to meet some of your animals.
You did.
Like the aardvarks.
That's right.
And the red pandas. Aardvarks are way bigger than I thought.
They are. They're always unexpected. People think they're smaller animals. Massive.
Yeah, I was expecting like, but no.
Yeah.
No, that is a big animal.
Absolutely.
But we went again recently because we went to have a little bit of fun with one of our new guys, which our community are very, very excited about. So in the Twilight Pack, we added in a whole new special feature that many people are very, very excited about, the Egyptian fruit bat, which is our big new walkthrough exhibit. And we took a trip over to Shepreth to get to experience you have your own walkthrough exhibit.
We do.
And I got to dive in. So, if we're ready, why don't we go take a look at that now live? Hello and welcome to a Planet Zoo educational experience. I'm Eltanin and I'm one of the community managers at Frontier Developments working on Planet Zoo. We're here today to learn a little bit about one of the animals coming in the Twilight Pack that is releasing today on the 18th. I'm here at Shepreth Wildlife Park with Dean to learn a bit more about it.
Hello.
Hi, Dean.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here again. So excited.
Excellent.
Always have such a nice time here learning all about the animals. But today we're here for a special one. We have never had an animal like this in Planet Zoo before.
Yes.
And we're having an all-new walkthrough exhibit with our new bat friends. And so why don't you tell us a bit about these amazing creatures?
They are absolutely amazing. They're one of my favourite species on site. These are Egyptian fruit bats, not just found in Egypt, right across North Africa, parts of Asia. They've even been found on Cyprus. So they're quite widespread as a species of bat goes. And they don't just feed on fruit. There's a bit of a myth that they just eat fruit. They eat all sorts of vegetation. We've got one landing behind us here. They're eating a lot of banana and melon at the moment. High sugar content gives you lots of energy, but in the wild, be a lot of leaf matter, vegetation. We bring the blossom leaves in here in the springtime and they love that as well.
Oh, that would look beautiful.
Absolutely.
I am actually quite jealous of all of the fruit. I'm a big fruit fan and I keep watching them behind me. Also, I can smell it.
Yes, I've got it down me as well. But they eat about 17 kilograms a day just for this group. So that's the largest amount of food we have to prepare for any animal on site. Larger than the tigers, so 17 kilograms just for these guys a day.
So how many have you got here if you've got 17 kilos?
Probably about 40 to 50 in total here. It's hard to count them. I do challenge the kids sometimes who come along. I say, can you count my bats for me? But it's very difficult to do that sometimes.
If you're not even sure, it's definitely going to be difficult for the kids.
Exactly, absolutely. They can live in thousands and thousands in a group in the wild. And there's an old saying, safety in numbers, and it's very true with bats.
So right now we are in their flying area.
We are.
And you have the bat bedroom for them as well.
Bat bedroom just next door. Now in the wild, their bat bedroom would be a cave or a well shaft or a mine shaft. There's a romantic idea they flock into the Sphinx or the pyramids in Egypt. Not so much. It's more about caves and where they roost in caves. they create their own habitats, because they're obviously going to be pooing onto the floor, excuse my language, but they're going to be pooing onto the floor. There's going to be a great big mass of fecal down there, and insects and mammals and birds will then move in because they've got all that matter down there as well. So they create their own ecosystems. They're so important to human beings as well. They pollinate 70% of the fruit on the planet.
70%?
Absolutely. Now, we think pollination is just done by insects. It's not. They make up about 20% of all mammals on the planet, bats. Not just fruit feeders, all sorts of bats. You get insect feeders. You do get blood feeders. There's very few of them. They're very tiny. Everyone goes on about blood feeding bats all the time. Most bats are fruit feeders.
I had no idea there was that many of them within the animal kingdom.
The mass of them is amazing.
That's a huge population of them.
Yeah, and they have a big impact on our plant life. So obviously plants are important for us, for food, medicine, for breathing as well, which is quite important. So bats pollinate, propagate, get rid of herbivorous insects, and keep that population down, so we've got enough plant matter. Everyone sees them as this sort of mythical, dark creature that only comes out at night, and it's really not true.
It's just gothic horror propaganda.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
They also get such a bad reputation as being vermin, but obviously they're not the amount that they do for us.
Absolutely.
So you were saying there's a range of bat myths that you're happy to get to this talk to bust a little bit.
I think one of them, the main one, is that they're blind. They're not blind. They can see. But blind as a bat, I don't really know where that saying came from. They can see, and they can see quite well, but it's like us in the dark. You need something else. These also have echolocation. Now, that echolocation is made in the mouth. They send that signal out. It will bounce off an object like us and back to them, so they can see how far away that object is. Now, that's important because they've got those delicate wings. They don't want to injure themselves. They are nocturnal. Not all bats are. Some are diurnal. But these guys need it just to avoid things like branches in the darkness.
Perfect. Yeah. You were saying that perhaps people might be able to hear the clicking that's going on around us if it doesn't showing up. That is their echolocation.
Absolutely. It's more audible to children. So when I do a talk in here, I have loads of kids. I say, you can probably hear it better than I can. Because as humans get older, we lose a bit of our hearing. But certainly, as they fly past you, we might be able to pick up some of that clicking sound, and that is their echolocation. See the ears moving all the time, listening out for danger while it's feeding. Very sharp teeth on it as well, so it's taking that melon. And melon, high sugar content, great, because these guys eat their own body weight in fruit a day. They need to make sure they've got enough food available to them. I'm
kind of in awe. I keep looking around trying to find one because they keep being so close. There's one right here, right now.
Yeah.
There's two.
And you can see how gorgeous their faces are. So the Egyptian fruit bat is quite cute, and that's because they don't rely heavily on echolocation. The bats that do have pug noses or big ears, and that's because they need more surface area for that echolocation to return to them. Whereas these guys, quite cute looking as bats go.
I had no idea that the adorableness factor was based on the skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for all of this. It's been incredible to learn all of this. I'm sure every one of our community can agree with us. This has been a very anticipated and beloved animal for our community. They've all been very, very excited about this being the first ever walk-through exhibit and being our first enclosure like this, and to be able to get these and have their visitors in game be able to experience these animals just like I am, getting to be here right in the enclosure, surrounded by them, which is going to be so cool. So you can enjoy all of these yourself in the Planet Zoo Twilight Pack, which is coming to you today if you are watching this on launch day. If not, you can get it on Steam. You can check out all of the links below, and of course you can get the links to Shepreth Wildlife Park down below. Make sure to check them out and hopefully maybe donate and help these guys out, because they do such incredible work and we always have such a good time here. So thank you so much again for your time, Dean, and until next time, thank you all for watching. And that was our new Bat Talk. It was an absolutely incredible experience.
It was lovely having you there.
It was lovely being there, and we had such a fun time getting to learn everything about it, and I hope you guys all at home enjoyed it too. You'll be able to find it soon on our YouTube, as with our other animal talks. So if you did like it, you want to go back to it, or if you're watching this later on and you want to be able to reference back to it, you'll be able to find it and have lots of fun over like I did. It's always such a great experience, and one of the perks I'm very, very, very thankful for of this job. I get to come meet cool people
Yeah,
like yourself.
thank you.
And have great animal experiences. So we did have a brilliant time there, and I'm going to be asking you a little bit more about the bats, because I know they're one of your favourites.
They are one of my favourites. I can't quite have favourites as a zookeeper, but sometimes you have to.
You do have to. They're definitely one that you know a lot about, and you did seem rather fond of.
I love them.
But before we get into that, some people might have noticed on my lanyard here this very lovely raccoon pin. There's multiple raccoon pins, and it also lists me as 3 raccoons wearing a trench coat. I'm quite thankful this pack's out, so I don't have to hide this anymore, because I have a bit of a raccoon bias in case the hair didn't give it away, and I can show these off. But this one was part of our special Twilight Pack media kits, and I have an example of one of those here for people who haven't seen them. So this is our Twilight Pack media kit. Hold on, I can scooch closer so people can see. Ooh, ooh, it's going to get really red if I do this. Ooh. But it comes in a Planet Zoo box. It's engraved on the top, and then you get 3 Twilight Pack pins, which are really, really cool. We have a raccoon, we have a fox, and we have a bat, which are in this adorable, slightly ridiculous but beloved art style from our team that is the same as the papier-mâché puppets that are in-game, added in the Twilight Pack. And I have 2 of them today to give away. So, to celebrate a little bit, before I get into asking Dean about this, we're going to maybe do a little giveaway. So we'll do the first one just now, maybe do the other one later on. But before we get into all of that, of course, I do need to preface you guys, give you guys all the little legal rundown. So to enter this giveaway, I'm about to give you a prompt. So if you're already going for it, just hold on until I give you the go-ahead. But I'm going to give you a keyword that you'll have to put into chat, and that will allow you to enter it. There will be 5 minutes from when I say go to enter the competition, and during that time we'll get to learn a bit more all about the bats with Dean. This is a Twitch only competition, so if you're over on YouTube and you want to enter, if one of our mods can shove the Twitch link into the chat, that'd be wonderful. Head on over there if you want to join in. Geographical restrictions will apply, and for full T's and C's and legal details you'll be able to get it at frontier.co.uk/legal, and the information will also be posted in the chat. So this is your prompt for that one. Thank you, helpful helpers. If you are a winner, look out for a Twitch direct message. We will contact you there to get your information. It'll be from the official Frontier Developments account, and we'll be able to then make sure to get your information to send you across one of our 2 cool, really awesome prizes. And the keyword this time is going to be !bat, all one word, case sensitive, so bat, lowercase. We're making it really easy. It's 3 letters. I believe in you, you can do it. So this will be running from... I need my time, please. From 17:24 for 5 minutes. You've got at 17:29 BST, so 5 minutes from now. And that's me giving you the go-ahead. Yay. Competition. Woo. Win some pin badges. We're all good. So, on that note, we're now going to learn a little bit more about the bats with my good friend Dean. So... Hi, we're back to you.
Excellent, hello.
Hello. So you guys, as we've just seen, have your very own nocturnal house at Shepreth.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the nocturnal house is like?
Absolutely. So we have a large flight area where the bats can fly around, and as you well know, the public can go in there and they have the bats flying over their head.
Yeah, I was told that they will not touch you, but they were rather fond of me.
They get very close. Absolutely, they do get very close. People always ask, do they wee and poo on us? And I always say it's good luck if they do.
Yeah, our entire filming crew, every single person got peed on but me.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, in echolocation, they're not going to touch you. Every minute of that talk, no joke, every minute there was a bat smacking me in the bum.
There was, yeah.
Like, they were not specifically smacking me in the bum.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm considering it the bats, which is a big fan.
Yeah.
I think I won their favour.
So, yeah, as well as a flight area, we've got the bat bedroom. Did you go in the bat bedroom as well?
I saw it.
You saw it, fantastic. Yeah, so we've got the bat bedroom as well. And that's where the babies usually roost up at the top, and that's where the bats roost during, let me get this right, their nighttime, which is our nighttime, which is their daytime.
Yes.
So we reverse our day and night, and the lights come on at our nighttime, and it acts like their daytime. I got that right.
Got it. You nailed it. You get what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't go into it, but they were all in it at first because
Yeah.
you guys were doing a spruce up and getting things
We were.
cleaned. So I got to see you guys open it and the swarm just being released.
Absolutely. So we do a big clean every day, and it's like painting a fourth bridge. You have to start one end, go down the other, and by the time you've got down the other, you need it cleaning again.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of them.
Yes, we do.
So you mentioned in that talk that, there's like 50, 60 of them?
In that group, in our group at Shepreth, we have between about 50 and 60. They usually give birth twice a year, and we've just had a load of pups born, which is fantastic news. We have to make sure that the population doesn't get too large in that enclosure, and we're very close to other wildlife parks and zoos, so we can move our collections around. No money changes hands, so it's not about the profit on the animal, it's all about the continuation of the species.
That's what we like to hear. We're very big on animal conservation here.
Absolutely.
But if you've got that many of them, how do you tell them apart and how do you count them?
Very difficult. Back in the early days, we used to have a little sign up where you could adopt the bats, and we used to have separate names. You can't tell them apart. There's no way you can tell them apart.
I figured like 60 of them, they're quite similar. They're moving pretty fast.
Absolutely. We can count them. And when we go in and out of their bedroom, we can count them there. We do obviously stock checks every now and again, and sometimes we do catch them up to sex them as well. So there are chances for us to get close to them and check them, but yeah, few and far between.
How do you catch a bat? I'm just imagining you running around with a very big net.
Very delicate, something like a pillowcase or a blanket, something soft that they can land in. You certainly don't want to have anything quite harsh to catch them in, so it's something nice and soft.
That's actually surprisingly familiar. So when I was little, back up in Scotland, we used to get bats in my house every now and then.
Yeah.
And the way we used to get them out was a bed sheet.
Absolutely.
At the door. We would
Absolutely.
scoop them like a giant net, but we just direct them out with a big bed sheet.
Fantastic. So, very good. Safe way.
I've got training if you ever need help with Shepreth. But so let me get a quick time check. What are we at? My handy helpful behind the screen. I cannot read that. Okay, we've got like a minute left. Yeah, we've got about a minute left in the competition, so get your entries in if you're wanting to. We're nearly out of time. They are
fantastic pin badges.
Thank you. I think they're so cute. Like this silly little face.
Yeah.
they're sort of they're so silly, but I love them dearly. I really love the designs for. You'll see them later on when we're showing off a little bit of the game. But they've added in these like paper mache dolls of the animals this time, and they look so dumb and the cutest.
It's so cute, absolutely.
They have these really silly little expressions, and I'm not sure which one of the devs it was that made these, but whoever you are, you're my favourite. I love them to pieces. They're very, very good. So I think we're just rounding up on time for our competition. Should be, we're all done. We're closed. So we're going to pick the winner. Thank you for everybody who has entered. If you did not get a chance, if you're still wanting to try your hand again, then you'll be able to check out at the end of the stream. We'll do another one, so stick around and look forward to that. But congratulations to the winner, who I'm sure is being announced in chat by the people who are handling this behind the scenes. So a very big thank you to the mods and to my team who are helping out. And I'm managing all of this from behind the camera, just as much important work as me sitting here hanging out with you.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to jump back over to more fun bat questions. So, how is it that these bats, the ones that you guys have, differ from the bats that we might see during twilight hours in the UK?
Absolutely. So the UK bats are all insect feeders. The ones we have at Shepreth are fruit feeding bats. So we have no fruit feeding bats in the UK. They're all insect feeders. There's about 14 species in the UK, I believe. And they're quite small. So compared to, you saw the size of the Egyptian fruit bat, quite
rather big.
The Australian fruit bat, even bigger. But the UK bats are quite tiny, quite small.
Yes.
And they are usually solitary.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The fruit bats would live in large numbers, not always solitary, they will live in small groups, and you will find them sort of roosting in old buildings, sheds, outbuildings. They don't hibernate as such, but they sort of slow down over the winter months, because obviously it gets very cold in this country.
Just a bit.
Yep, absolutely. But they are protected because their populations have decreased. And the main reason the UK bat population has decreased is because of land use change. So we knock down old buildings, old sheds, and it's just habitat loss for the bat, sadly. But they're such a big friend of landowners and farmers, and I don't think people appreciate how much they actually do to us, because they keep herbivorous insect populations down, the UK bat.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that a lot of people view species like this, and like several that are actually in the Twilight Pack, as like pests or things like that, but they're actually great help and lovable species, and way cuter than people give them credit.
They are.
Like, bats continually get called like flying rodents, which technically is true, but they say it so disparagingly, and I think they're very cute. Yeah,
they are cute. And also, bats in this country, they rely heavily on echolocation. Because you imagine a fly or a moth buzzing around, that bat has to pinpoint exactly where it is while it's flying as well. So its echolocation is more advanced, it's at a higher frequency than the Egyptian fruit bat.
Interesting. Yeah. The more you know, the more you know. But obviously, it was in the talk, and it is in the name. The Egyptian fruit bat, which is the one that is in the Twilight Pack, eat fruit. Surprisingly enough.
Yes.
That is kind of a clue there for everyone.
Yeah.
But what are some of your bats' favourites?
Their favourite food is banana, melon. They like figs as well. Figs as well. But I do have to give them broccoli, and they do eat the broccoli. It's amazing. When I have children come in to watch the bat talk, I say, what's your favourite food, banana or broccoli? Sometimes some of the kids say broccoli, which is good. But the bats do eat the broccoli as well.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Shepreth bats eating better than most toddlers. But that's what we like to hear. We like to know that they're giving them a good, healthy diet.
Absolutely, we need to. As I said in the video, we bring the blossom branches in. So we cut down like apple blossom or pear blossom. We bring those branches into the nocturnal house, hang them up. So that creates food for them. Also creates enrichment because they have to use their echolocation to weave in and out of these branches. If I left it totally bare from one end of the room to the other, there'd be no enrichment for them flying around. So I want to encourage that echolocation. I always say we'd like to challenge our animals, but in a good, positive way. So we're not trying to stress them out, but we're trying to challenge them to use all their fantastic evolutionary features, and echolocation is one of those.
Of course. Well, it's... our fans here will know, like, enrichment is a big aspect of Planet Zoo as well, and it's really important making sure that animals that are in captivity, because captivity can be so important. We were talking about this beforehand for enrichment of species and why zoos are important, but making sure that these animals have an enriched, happy, like, fulfilling life while they're in there is something that we care about so much, and it's great to know that you guys are prioritising that too.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to come visit you guys when you've got your blossoms out.
Yes, really in the springtime too.
Going to have to head down next spring.
I'll let you know.
Absolutely. Let me know when it's up. I'm going to come down. I'm going to go and see my friends the bats again and get bats hitting me all over and see if they're still as friendly with me. Maybe they just really like my perfume or something.
Yeah, it may be.
But for anybody else who maybe wants to go visit Shepreth, you guys do have a habitat experience.
We do indeed.
What is? Tell us a bit about what that comprises, and do visitors like it? Are they scared of the bat?
Well, we call it a nocturnal house experience, and it's always gone down well. So we're very popular this time of year, obviously, but also Valentine's Day. Perhaps some people enjoy the darkness and bats. We're all different, which is fantastic. So people just love coming along to experience the bats. So what they get to do is feed the bats, hang out the food, and also go into the bat bedroom and hang some food in there. And we've got a few other species in there as well, so they meet those as well. But the Egyptian fruit bats, they really enjoy having them fly around their heads and get up close and personal with them.
Oh, it's a really cool experience. I'm obviously very fortunate to have got to not just experience it, but like climb right into the habitat and be so close to them, but like especially hanging the fruit and when you're seeing them feed, like they were about here from me. And it's just fascinating being able to see like their faces and everything going on, and they're just so cute. I like watching them use their little hooks.
Oh, they're amazing, absolutely.
They're just like using their little hands. It's adorable.
But it's good enrichment for keepers as well, because we like to educate people. Biggest tool in conservation, education. So having people along coming to see our animals, it gives us a nice half hour talking about our animals. So.
It's nice. It's like what we like to do here as well. We're always here, sit and talk to everybody about animals. It's nice to have somebody like yourself on, specialist, that's able to really give us a deep dive into what goes on in these places. But the last thing I'll kind of quiz you on a little bit more and test you, because we're really testing your bat knowledge here.
No, that's fine. Go for it.
Is that bats have a really interesting way of flying.
They do.
It's quite different from other flying animals.
That's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? What makes them capable of flying?
Absolutely. So their wing is formed skin between each finger and down to the body. So they have this great cape of skin on each hand, basically, and their fingers are elongated. So basically what they're pushing that air away from them. They have to keep flapping though. Other animals not so much, but they have to keep flapping all the time. So the amount of energy they burn through is high, and that's why we give them such high sugar content fruit, because they need to be pushing that food all the they eat their own body weight easily in food.
I was going to say, I remember this, because we were weighing up how much fruit they eat every day, and it's like their body weight or more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so when they go out at night, when they swarm out of a cave all in one go, thousands and thousands of them, apparently the sky goes black because all these bats flying out. And they just need all that energy to keep moving all the time when they're airborne. They can hover, so you probably saw when you were in the Nocturnal house, when the food is hanging up, they hover in front of it and then decide where they want to feed.
Got to make the option. But that's so interesting that it's basically just like webbed hands.
Yeah, absolutely, that's it, what it is. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you think of a mammal, sort of 4 limbs, and their front limbs are just these fantastic wings.
That explains why it feels so like leathery as well.
Absolutely. And they have to look after it as well. We were talking about bats aren't blind, but they need that echolocation so they're not damaging these fantastic wings they have.
How thick is it?
Not thick at all. It's quite thin. So the minute they unfortunately injure themselves, they won't be able to fly. Luckily that doesn't happen at Shepreth, but in the wild they want to stay as airborne as possible. So if you damage your wing, you can't fly.
If it's that thin, is it possible to rip and things like that?
Yeah, so if they got themselves tangled on something like a branch, they would be able to, sadly. But they don't, which is fantastic because of their echolocation. They have eyesight. Fantastic flyers.
They've developed a very particular but very good skill set to make sure that we don't have sad, injured bats.
Absolutely.
So all of this has been wonderful, and it's something we're so happy to be able to bring the Egyptian fruit bats to everybody. Like, having an animal like this in Planet Zoo has been such a long requested feature, and obviously I'm involved in deep diving into the community all the time, and I've seen how excited everybody is for us to have brought this to you guys, and I'm really, really excited to start seeing all of the walkthrough exhibits that you guys make, because I know you're just going to make the most incredible exhibits, and you're going to go wild with these nocturnal houses you guys make. And since I'm always on the Steam Workshop looking for them, I cannot wait to see everything that comes out of it. But I did also love seeing Shepreths.
Absolutely.
So before we head off into taking a look at the Twilight Pack, how can people help their local bats?
So there's Bat Conservation Trust, Wildlife Trust as well. You can go on bat walks, which is a fantastic thing to do, and you can take bat detectors out with you.
There's bat detectors?
Bat detectors, yeah, and you can tell which species of bat who is flying past you just by the frequency.
I did not know that's a thing.
There we go, yeah, absolutely, that's a thing. And that's good in conservation because you can count how many bats you have in your habitats as well. But on a local scale, in your garden, if it's safe to do so, have a water source. If it's safe to do so, have wild plants as well. Yeah. So anything that attracts insects in this country will attract bats.
Interesting. Well, we already have put insect houses into the game as like a little feature. It's just it's a scenery item, but it is one that we have then encouraged people on socials to do, because obviously like conservation for these things equally is important, and it's all a big cycle. So if you have an insect house, you're helping insects, and then you might get some cute bats too. I know some people might find this a little bit scary. I promise. We promise. We have an expert here. Bats are not scary.
They're not at all.
Even cute. They're
they
harmless.
Help us. Yeah, absolutely.
So you'll be all okay if you had them. But thank you for all of your time and your expertise and everything with this.
Thank you.
And now are you maybe wanting to see a little bit of our expertise?
I would love to. I would love to.
We're going to deep dive a little bit into the Twilight Pack, all the exciting stuff that's come. So if we head on over, we're going to load up some gameplay. And I do have James here behind the camera with me. I'm sure many of you will remember James and be very familiar with him. He's once again here helping us out. So first off, I think we're going to take a look at some of the new scenery that is in Planet Zoo. So if we can head a look, James, just zooming in. So what are we looking at here first? Ooh, first off, we're looking at some pumpkins. So we have some new jack-o'-lanterns.
Fantastic.
We added them all in. We actually, when we were doing our animal reveals, we had a big storyline happening on our social channels where we were saying that a bunch of the jack-o'-lanterns had gone missing, and they were panicking about getting the zoo decorated for Halloween, and where had they gone, and had one of the animals stolen them? But nope, turns out our head zookeeper Bernie had just forgotten they were in his office. Because that's really relatable if you've ever
That's what keepers do.
That was literally me before the stream running around being like, where are all of the decorations? Like, what has happened? So that was just a really relatable life experience. We also have some other great thematic stuff. So the whole Twilight Pack, while this is not a Halloween pack, there's loads of base elements people can use. There are some spooky things thematically since this is October. So we have these new bat-themed benches, which are spider-themed benches. Sorry, I've still got bat on the brain. We have these spiderweb-themed benches, which are really, really cool. And while you might be worrying that they're not applicable anywhere, I've already seen people really excited to put these in exhibit areas with some of their insects. So I think these are going to look really cool. We have these cauldrons for a good like spooky element, and we have these really awesome mushrooms.
They are cool.
These big glowing mushrooms, which I love so much. I don't know, I just really like the underglow. I think it adds to them so much.
Definitely.
And you can change the colour of them. Thank you. I love having James demonstrate. So good at driving back here. Don't even have to prompt him. So yeah, I really love these because obviously these have such a good spooky application, but cottagecore is such a big thing these days, and like people love mushrooms. People they love the mushrooms, they love the toadstool aesthetic. So that's a good one to be able to have about. But we also have lots of new foliage. So if we can head over to some of our foliage or place them, we have, I believe it's called the bristlecone pine, is one of them. So I'm sure you know much more about plant life than I do.
Well, yes, I try.
Because I try my best, but to me the bristlecone pine is our new tree, which basically means it's the twisty spooky one.
That is amazing. I love that. I can see lemurs or something climbing all over that, I'm not sure, but...
I do not know which species are applicable for it, but I know that when people are building in Sandbox, a lot of the times they don't go by what is specifically needed, they just go for thematic anyway.
Love that.
It's very pretty look. I really love like how twisty it is, and I think it's going to make some really interesting features. Every Tuesday I play Planet Zoo on stream, which you can check that out every Tuesday. We do a big community stream called Planet Zoo, aptly named because I'm Eltanin. And I like to have big feature trees in areas as like landmarks, so I'm definitely going to put this to use.
That is wonderful.
And then we've got some other new stuff. So I believe we've got the foxglove, yes. Some new flowers, very pretty.
Beautiful.
Lovely foliage for everyone. And so yeah, loads of people love having new flowers brought in because they're able to add in some new like foliage diversity, some new things to brighten up and add some colour into every exhibit, and I think that these ones are going to be
attract insects.
Yeah. big favourite for everybody. And I don't know, I really like the petal design. I don't know, I like hanging flowers.
Beautiful, yeah.
I think they're very pretty.
Yeah.
And then we should have three more. So here's more of our little mushrooms. Got a big mushroom theme going on in this pack. I really like it. I can't wait to see one of the areas I've got in Planet Zoo is all fairy tale themed.
Oh, fantastic.
And so I've made like a big area of the zoo. One of our creators, Jay Rassick, made a big exhibit with a bunch of reptiles. It's got a big dragon that breathes fire around it, and I've got like a storybook doorway, and I think that I'm going to go back and add loads of these in.
Mushrooms will look cool there.
Mushrooms will look perfect around there.
Yeah.
And then we have a new Lord and Ladies flower, yes. Really pulling off my memory here to remember the exact names of these plants, because I have it in front of me for everybody who's wondering what I'm looking at. But I do not have my glasses on, so I cannot read the tiny text. Yes, these are your Lord and Ladies plants.
Lovely.
They're going to look very cool. Light change. I've really wondered what happened. James just giving me a heart attack off screen and giggling to himself. So these are your new Lord and Ladies plants. This is going to give a great amount of... I really like things that have a lot of leaves that can be used on low-level areas, because you can splice them all together and create really interesting textured low-level flooring, and I know a lot of our community likes to do the same kind of thing, and I think these are going to be great for that.
Yeah.
And then, do we have one more? Yes, we have the yew tree. So we'll let James find an area where there's a gap. So these ones here are your new yew trees.
Fantastic.
Which are very pretty. Big full.
Absolutely.
Very, very full.
Yeah.
So a big contrast to the bristlecone. So we've got exceptionally full tree, Nothing. That's your scale. Where do you fall on a scale from bristlecone to yew tree? But there's a good example of them beside each other. You can see the contrast.
Bristlecone really sets up the sort of a scene, doesn't it?
It really sets the mood
out
of this pack.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really captures our spooky twilight. But that also matches a lot of the architecture. So we have a lot of new architecture pieces about, if we can zoom over to somewhere that's got them. And so a lot of our architecture is kind of Gothic horror inspired, and a lot of people were worried it wasn't going to be very versatile, but a lot of it is flexicolor, a lot of it can be broken down into individual segments, so there's actually a lot more versatility than you might be expecting. We've seen a lot of our community already very excited about the options this is going to give people. A lot of people saying that they're really excited to pair this with assets from the Europe pack and that those two work really well together. So that's definitely something to check out. But here is a big example of the kind of really cool things that you can build with all of the new architectural assets. One of the things I think is really cool is I believe we have like a little portcullis gate thing that's somewhere. Here's one of our little alleyways. But there's tons of these really cool arches.
Yeah.
And somewhere there is a little portcullis. I'm sure we'll find one at some point. They're everywhere. But yeah, they're really, really cool. And this is also a great pan around of, this is the sandbox version, but of our career scenario, air horn noises. Doo, 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 doo. So there's multiple different gameplay modes in Planet Zoo. I believe you're a bit familiar with it.
I am.
Your family plays
Yes,
it.
nephews.
Nephews.
Yeah.
Shout out to your nephews.
Yeah,
Hello from Planet Zoo. But there's different game modes.
Yeah.
And from several of our packs, we have introduced new timed scenarios. But for the first time in a good while, this is the first time we've added in a new career scenario, which people are very, very excited about. So this has a whole storyline with it. There's our little friends! There's the little guys!
So cute.
So these are our silly little puppets that you can stick around.
And there's the bats.
Yeah, there's a bat one. There's, if James is able to pat in closer so we can see these guys.
Wonderful.
Get a good shot of these guys. Here are their silly little faces. I do not know which dev made these, but I love them. The raccoon is no joke now my favourite asset in the game.
Yeah.
Before this, we had this squirrel topiary that I just really like for no reason. I just think it's really dumb that we have a squirrel topiary.
Yeah.
So I've placed it everywhere. It's going to be replaced with this raccoon puppet. I love it.
They are fantastic.
So much. And there's the little wombat
Oh,
one at the
yes,
bottom.
Wombat.
So cute. So cute. But that's probably a good way for us to transition into actually looking at some of these incredible animals. So since we've spoken so much about them, and since you are here, let's head on over first and take a look at our bats. So these are our Egyptian fruit bats in our brand new walkthrough exhibit.
Look at that. That is amazing.
So this one, it does have netted sides, so it's open for if people want.
Fantastic.
But this is like a full like free-flying area where guests can walk through and they can experience them all around them. And I think the noise design here,
great sound effects,
yeah, like the sound design in this area is incredible. Being able to hear, you can hear their echolocation, you kind of hear like the flying around.
Wonderful. And you've got the bat boxes up.
Look at that. Multiple different, so they have a looped animation where they fly around, and then but there's multiple different like interactions like this.
Yeah.
They're animated for when they're engaging with stuff. So the bat box is really cool. I believe we should also, since they are Egyptian fruit bats, I believe we have fruit for them.
Yes, look at that.
We do. Look at them feeding.
They're eating it. Fantastic.
This will be very familiar for you.
Absolutely, it is. It's like being at work.
See, our jobs are really similar.
Oh, you can see the ears moving, look. So they're listening out for danger while they're eating.
Yep.
Obviously, there's not a lot of danger in a zoo, but...
No, but it's ingrained in them.
Fantastic.
Part of their evolutionary instincts.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, one of the things our animation team really likes to do is try and look at found footage, come and visit places like yourself and take a look at all the things these animals do and try and replicate it to the best that we can.
Amazing job.
If anybody wants a bit more info on behind the scenes of our bat exhibit and like everything that we've added in, you can check out our developer journal that went live yesterday. If one of our handy helpers in the chat can link that over on our forums. You'll be able to hear a bit more from one of our riggers, one of our programmers, and one of our animators as they all speak about what went into making this happen and what made it possible. But it's really, really cool.
Fantastic. And you've got the fruit tree up as well.
We do. We have a little tree, so we've got multiple different...
Banana, melon, fantastic, kiwi.
And they'll happily chill and eat it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we've got multiple different, like, fruit enrichment, specifically since it is rather important to them.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%.
Given who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
That
is so nice.
And I don't actually know what this one is. This one I haven't... Thank you. Aha,
Nectar
this is a
feed.
nectar feeder.
Fantastic.
So I'm not infallible. While I do have a fairly working knowledge of everything in this game, I am not, in fact, the Zoopedia, so sometimes I do need a reminder.
It's a nice surprise.
Yeah, this happens sometimes, especially when a pack's just gone live, so like I haven't had a time to dive in and play it yet.
Yeah.
And also, I've been in Canada until like a week ago.
Yeah.
So but no, it looks really, really cool, and this is, I've seen it in the trailer, I've seen some stuff from Developing Back the Scene, but this is the first time I've got to see it in a zoo with getting it shown off, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And oh, we're getting to see our really cool camera work.
Wonderful.
So some camera adjustments were done, we spoke about this in the dev journal, to make sure that players would really be able to see what they wanted, to be able to get like really good shots of like panning around this exhibit and really seeing what's going on. So I'm seeing some of our chat saying the bats are actually really cute.
They are. It's a great exhibit, I love it.
I'm glad to see that our chat's already warming up to the little cuties.
Yeah.
And here you've got our like roaming camera where you can lock onto one of them and it'll follow them around as they're flying. So you can get a literal bat's eye view of the place.
That is wonderful. I wish I could do that at work.
It'd probably make, to be fair, if you had our features, you could just cycle through every bat.
Exactly.
Much easier to track.
Count them.
Makes your job a little bit easier.
Exactly.
It's like having one of those bat scanners you were on about, but just built straight in.
Yeah.
Really helpful. So yeah, I'm really excited to have, because this is a whole new feature for this pack. Like, we did not have walkthrough exhibits until now, and I think it's really, really cool that we've been able to bring such a unique species to
And
everyone.
the visitors are all enjoying it. I can see them all there.
Yeah.
They're loving it.
They're all buzzing. They're all loving it.
Yep.
They're exactly, oh, that was me like a week ago when I came and filmed.
Absolutely.
Just like, oh yeah, I love that.
Fantastic.
So now I maybe want to go take a look at my favourite. I'm a little bit biased.
No, that's fine.
I'm a little bit biased.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say.
Maybe. People might have a few hints.
Yeah.
If we can head on over to my good friends, the raccoons.
They are awesome animals. Ah, there we go.
So these are the raccoons. Oh my god, look at them.
You literally can't speak now. They are gorgeous.
Oh my god, I love them so much. I have been, like, you have no idea the excitement I've had waiting for these guys to get added to the game. Like, the amount of times that I've had to remember to take my lanyard off before streaming because of the fact it's got 3 raccoons in a trench coat. So if people wouldn't think that I was teasing something in the game, because I wasn't, because that's not how this works. Not everything I do is a tease for this game. But I just really love them, and considering my hair, this has been my work badge for ages. I don't have my name on it, I just have that I'm a raccoon. And my lanyard has it only has raccoon pins on it. So I have the new one, which we'll be giving away some more of in a bit. And then I have 3 raccoons that are actually from one of our creators.
Oh,
these are all LGBT ones.
I love them. They are wonderful.
So these were a gift from one of our creators, Eben, for my birthday.
Fantastic.
And I've got 3 little raccoons. One of them's got a little trans flag, one's got a non-binary flag, and one's got the LGBT flag.
That is wonderful.
And these are the 3 raccoons that I am. I love it. And now they're in game, which means I get to just gush about them and have them match me and show everybody. Look at them.
Watch them all the time.
It's going to be the first thing I do when I go back to Planet Eltanin. I'm going to build a big enclosure for them. Like, look.
Oh, look at them run.
They're so speedy.
Oh, amazing.
And the animation team has done so well with them. Like, one of the most iconic things with raccoons is the way that they like wash their little hands. And they'll sit and do it.
They're very dexterous animals. I've known at wildlife parks where they train them to pick objects up and it's good for their dexterity. They're fantastic.
Because they have like weirdly human little hands.
They do, yeah.
They can get up to a lot of mischief.
But you imagine in the wild,
Sorry.
they're quite. They love finding food in all different places, so those hands are so important to them. Yeah, yeah.
I can't get over how cute the baby is. Oh my god. James, can you pan in? Look at it! Oh my god.
And the noise. Listen. That is so cool.
Oh my god, I love
A little
them.
chuffing noise.
I know. I wish I could make that noise, the little noise. I love them. And their little bandit masks. Oh, they're so
I
cute.
love how excited you are.
You'll never get me as excited on this screen ever again. Like, my team's picture in work is a raccoon.
Yeah.
Like, everything. I love them so much. Like, in the run-up to this pack, when I've been being excited, if I was like having a stress day or I was just like not having a good time, there's been, I think, 3 times I've gone into the chat with all the Planet Zoo devs and been like, I'm having a bad day, can I get raccoon pictures? They would send me like work in progress renders of the raccoons.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's like my go-to. They know I can be bribed with raccoon food.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at him swim.
What a great exhibit as well. Look at that water.
This is your
Wonderful.
proof for everyone that we get just as excited about these packs and these animals as you do, because like I have been out of my mind excited about this one.
Fantastic.
And you were telling me you guys had raccoons.
We did have raccoons, yeah. We had a male and a female
No, you don't.
quite a few years ago now. And my colleague Alex, she did some amazing training work with them. And as I say, they would be able to pick things up and hand to her, and then we would reward for that. And it's good cognitive skills for them, so it's enrichment as well. And yeah, they're very intelligent animals. Very, intelligent.
Very intelligent.
Yeah, absolutely. People see them as like a pest in some countries, but they're not at all. They're beautiful.
No, because of the fact that they are like an urban animal in
Yeah.
some areas, and obviously they live on the street, and then they have learnt to survive because they have to, which means they can be a little bit of a nuisance for
Yeah.
some people with their bins or with their
Yeah.
various other things. Some people have kind of a negative portrayal of them, but I'm here to tell you you're wrong.
Absolutely.
They're the best
100%.
animals to ever live. I am absolutely biased.
And I love the sprinkler as well.
Oh yeah, this is one of our, this has been a consistent enrichment
That's
in Planet
fantastic.
Zoo, but if we're lucky, oh yep, that one's just running through it,
Yep.
and yeah, they'll play with
Well, I
it.
love that. I know lots of animals would love a sprinkler.
We have that, and one of the other enrichments we have in game is, I believe, we have like a bubble machine.
Yeah. And we blow bubbles as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones we have in there that they love as well.
Fantastic.
I like that you're just panning around the baby for me, James. A+ content. You know what I want. But yeah, these are one of our new animals. This has been one of the new inclusions in the Twilight Pack, and one that you guys are going to hear insufferably from me. But I promise to give good screen time to the rest of them as well, for any of my team who are watching. I will, but I'm being biased because I'm excited. If we're lucky, this one that's walking towards the water might wash his little hands. No, it's
He's going for a dip, absolutely.
But
It's just a noise I love.
oh yeah, the noise is so
Vocalization.
cute. One of the things we did was for our teaser stream, when we were giving people a little bit of hint as to what was coming next.
Yeah.
Can't make it too obvious, but
No,
a little
no.
bit of a hint. We told some campfire stories in this setup.
Yeah.
Sat and hung out and told some campfire stories. And there was some noises happening. There was something hiding, and we weren't sure what was going on. And we used the sound bites from these little guys.
Fantastic.
Because we then had a little friend bring us a
Yeah.
little note saying hi from me, since I couldn't be there because I was in Canada, and it was
Yeah.
very, very cute. I did tune in and watch that, so thank you
Fantastic.
to everyone in the chat that was saying such sweet things about the fact I couldn't be there and sending messages. I did see them all because I was actually sneakily there, and it was very, very sweet.
That
But
is so nice.
I love the scale of the raccoons beside the giant duck.
Yes, and I don't know if my colleague told you, we use a bath at work with sort of slightly soapy water, which is great for the animals. Sometimes they wash. And we put rubber duckies in there as well, and they love them.
Yeah, I was being told that some of them, you were expecting them to just play, but they'll just pick the duck
They
up
do.
and leave.
Absolutely, they just want the duck.
They just take it and go off, and then you guys have to play hunt the rubber duck.
Yeah, where's the rubber duck gone?
That's not that familiar because sometimes they knock them around in this and then it's just ends up completely different from where you've placed it to look so nice and then it's
gone. That's an animal for you.
That is. But now we can take a look at one of the other ones. So I can let you pick which one. Do you want to go look at our red fox, our wombat, or our skunk?
I would like to see the red fox, please.
The red fox, of course.
Ah,
so, burrows were added a couple of updates ago. So
Wonderful.
the red fox is a burrowing animal.
Yeah.
Another use of that.
Oh, look
Here's
at
our
them.
burrow cam, so you can get a good insight in. And multiple of them are having a wee nap.
How beautiful. That is gorgeous. I love their ears.
Right.
And
The
their tail.
animation team's done such a wonderful... Again, multiple of these species have lovely little twitchy ears.
Yeah.
And they've done a really nice job capturing that little element.
Wonderful. And the way they just yawned as well. So cute.
They're very, very cute. James just running around finding one that's actually out and about.
I know what this is like. Trying to find an animal that's out and about.
Whenever you need them, they're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people in the chat saying piebald. I can't wait. You are right. We have added piebaldism in update 1.11, which is also coming out today. That is the free update. If you have Planet Zoo, just update your game now and you can enjoy all of the new content in that. If you want more information about it, you can find out everything over on our forum posts. So mods, please link that in the chat and thank you very, very much. One of the new inclusions is for certain species, we now do have piebald variants. They are very rare. They're like shiny special because it's something that's very rare in the wild as well. So we don't currently have one in this enclosure to be able to show you because they're quite hard to spawn. But I'm sure some of you will find them when you are going through your animal trading to find your own red foxes and you'll be very excited. But the red fox does actually have quite a few different variants, which is very, very cool to see. We're just trying really hard to get one of them that's actually awake.
Yeah. They're all asleep at the moment.
I love the like, quote unquote sleeping puppets that we have in one of the beds as well.
Oh, one's just got up on it, has it?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Here we go. One of them is deciding to... Can you check the name of this one for me quickly? Am I right in saying... Is this Francesca? Yeah, so this is... one of my team is Fran.
Yeah.
And that is very reasonable chance that's why that name was added to the pool. So shout out to Fran. Just love for Fran in the chat.
That is fantastic.
But yeah, here is our red fox.
Gorgeous. Absolutely.
With those iconic socks.
Yes. Those black socks and the white tip on the tail. Beautiful.
This is probably the variant people expect.
Yes.
This is like
I
your
think so.
standard.
Yeah, yeah. They are gorgeous animals.
They are very, very pretty. And like in a previous pack, we added in the Arctic fox.
Yes.
And I love that people are now going to be able to have them besides the red fox and be able to make like an area that shows them off. Because I like doing that in Planet Zoo. I have our two different penguin types beside each other.
Yes.
I like creating little areas.
Fantastic.
I really like seeing them. But these guys have some really cute animations, like when they're running around and like leaping.
Yeah.
I think it looks very excitable and very sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, the little head snuff.
Well, lots of animals like foxes, they bang down onto things to chase out prey sometimes in the wild. But
They're very bouncy.
yes, they are.
Very bouncy creatures.
Yeah. And the tail, the size of the tail compared to the body is absolutely accurate. It's brilliant.
Feels like that's a theme with this pack as well, because obviously the red fox is like this, the raccoon's got its big
Yes.
tail, we've got the striped skunk,
Yes.
another big bushy tail.
Yeah.
For people that like the big fluffy tail animals,
Yeah.
this pack's a win for you. But look at them go!
And of course, lots of animals use their tail for communication or scent marking, all different reasons they have the big tails, but yeah, beautiful.
Also to keep them warm.
Absolutely. I like a scarf. I should have said that straight away, yeah.
I like
absolutely.
several species curling up with them to keep them cozy, especially if they are nocturnal or
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other terms for that is. There's a whole bunch of variants of what it means.
Crepuscular, or yeah.
If
yeah.
they hibernate and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Making sure to keep warm at times when it's cold. I like how they've all got up at once. This feels quite threatening.
It's like we've woken them up.
With the burrow camera and then just all of them standing at once. They're on the go.
Yeah.
But we can maybe tune in with these guys in a bit and see if more of them have exited the burrow. For now, we can head on over to... We'll leave it up to James. Take your pick. What one do you want to show off next?
Oh, I can... Yes.
Ah, the squat boys.
The cute wombat.
Are they all in the burrow
Are they
again?
asleep? Oh, wow, look at that.
This is going to be a tradition, isn't it? That one looks completely out for the count.
Wow.
He is knocked out.
That is beautiful.
So the model for this one has become such a, like, people lost their minds when we showed it because they have just nailed, look how small
The baby.
tiny.
That is gorgeous.
But they are so cute. Look at his tiny legs. When I was writing copy trying to describe these guys,
Yeah.
they're a very hard animal to come up with like adjectives for.
Yeah.
And I just keep defaulting to squat.
Yeah. They are. They're quite low to the ground in a way, aren't they? But
They have teeny tiny little legs.
oh, is it having a roll? Oh, having a sleep.
Just knocked out.
So beautiful.
They are way smaller than people expect. They're like
They
a little
are.
squat little guy. I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep calling them squat because it's all I can think of. But I love that. I love their like big round noses.
Yes.
And their tiny little chubby faces.
Yeah. I think they're another animal that people don't really know what they look like or what size they are until they
Yeah.
see one, possibly.
Yeah, probably. Because, I mean, to be fair, I've never seen one in person, so I
Yeah.
can't actually see what size they are.
I don't think I have either. I've been to some parks where they are, but it's very difficult to see them sometimes. So this is great because you can see one straight away, and the
Yeah.
graphics on it is amazing.
But I think some people, when you see them, get completely lost with what to expect because some
Yes.
people expect like
Yeah.
gigantic, and then some people are thinking like this.
Yeah.
But I think I'm right in saying they're about
Yeah, about
well, probably this way since
Yeah.
but about this.
quite squat and yeah.
See, squat is the default.
Squat is a
they
good
are
word.
weirdly like compact.
Yes,
they're just
they
this
are.
like round log with little stumpy legs.
Yeah.
But they're adorable.
Yeah.
I think this has been a surprise love for a lot of our community because several of them, like, they'll know the name, but they were like, I don't really know what a wombat is.
Is or does.
And then they saw them and they were like, oh my god, they're actually adorable.
I bet there's some big wombat fans out there that
Oh.
are very excited.
1000%.
Yeah.
I love that it's just passed out. God, I'm so jealous.
They have great enclosure as well. The water and the cave.
Yeah, I really love the inclusion of the burrows, and this pack's been really good for burrow animals.
Yeah.
Got a couple of new ones that can enjoy those.
And there's the keeper.
Yes, our keepers, and being very excited about their job.
Happy, yeah, absolutely. That's us every day.
And on the side there, you can actually see, if you pan back on the wall, you can actually see some of our new signs because people like to know which
Oh,
animals. We've got a
wonderful.
whole new set of signs.
Yeah.
And so here's your art style demonstration of what signs you've got for
Yeah.
the new Twilight Pack animals.
Fantastic.
I do like that because of the scale of that one, it does look like a really tiny bear.
Yeah.
So it's very cute.
But the snouts are wonderful, aren't they?
I think that's what distinguishes it from bear, is that
Yeah.
like big round chubby face
Yeah.
with the really big nose. But they are, I think, probably having a snooze. Oh, look at the stretch.
So gorgeous.
Oh, I didn't know they made that noise. I've now gone silent because I want to hear them. I think that's one of the interesting things about this game too, is the amount of times I go on it
Yeah.
and find out animals make noises I had no idea
Yeah.
they made.
Absolutely.
Our sound team does a really good job of capturing that.
Yeah.
Somebody in our chat has said that they are denser than black holes. I mean, that's one way to put it. And it's doing a little waddle out,
It is. We've woken it up.
and out he goes, off to
Bless
explore
him.
the world. And now we do only have one more left to take a look at, and that is our skunk. If we can zoom over there.
I'm excited about this.
The photo that we used on social media to show them off, multiple people made me laugh with, because we showed off a twilight sky behind it, so it was
Yeah.
like sunset.
Yeah.
And the way it was very red set sunset, and it looks like the skunk did arson.
Yeah.
And so loads of people were just laughing, being like, what did the skunk do? And I was like, the skunk's just enjoying a sunset. Leave the skunk alone.
Skunks are wonderful animals, and everyone goes on about the scent all the time. That's all they attribute to a skunk, but there's so much more to them.
Yes.
Look how beautiful they are.
Absolutely. Again, it goes straight into the burrow.
Yeah.
So if you could bring up the information on them for me quickly, please. Yes, I was just making sure I am correct in saying this is the striped skunk, which, you know, should be obvious by the giant stripe, but I like to double check.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these animals are quite helpful with the fact that the thing that makes them iconic is in the name.
Is in the name, absolutely. And that's how we used to name them many years ago, and we didn't always get it right, I think, Phil, but with this we did.
Yeah, this one was apparent.
Yeah.
But yeah, is this one having a chomp?
Oh, is that baby skunks?
I think we've got some babies.
Oh, these are adults. These are adults.
This is one of their like enrichment feeders.
That is fantastic. So they have to scrape about to find their food underneath. This is great, like a puzzle feeder.
So we've got different ways of, obviously you saw our sprinkler, we've got like a bubble machine, but we also have like food enrichment.
Fantastic.
We have, so that's the same as what we've added in with the fruit feeders for the bats. We've got multiple different ways for them to, oh, these are little bounces. Multiple ways to make sure our animals are making sure they have a good life. Same as you guys
absolutely, absolutely. We do use similar feeders in our enclosures as well.
I remember, because I fed your meerkats.
There you go, yes, meerkats love them. And it just slows the animal down, but it also creates where they have to forage for the food. It's no good just putting a bowl in front of the animal. You want them to use what they have to find the food.
Oh, the meerkats would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember your meerkats.
Absolutely.
They were eager. We stood in a sand, like they have sand in the inside of their enclosure, and they kept burying my feet to try and like sink me closer to the ground to get to the food. So I'm like holding a handful of worms that's like wiggling in my hand
while you're getting there,
trying to talk at the same time. So I'm focusing on like hosting and doing this talk, and I have a hand of worms wiggling, and then I progressively feel myself sinking because the meerkats are at my feet trying to lower
never
me
to be seen again.
I'm just getting lower and lower. I kept having to like between takes stop and like pull the sand back in place and get back up.
You became the enrichment, you see.
I really did.
There you go.
The bats were a lot less hassle than
No,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
The bats were a lot less cheeky.
Yeah.
But here's one enjoying sticking its head in some water, having a
Wonderful.
splash. And I don't know, I think a lot of the models for this one have really taken people by surprise with just like the level of how cute they are.
Oh, absolutely. And the features are so accurate. You can almost feel that fur and that tail. It's beautiful.
The hair detailing on the tail and the skunk in particular, and like how fluffy and bushy it looks, because it's such an iconic part.
Absolutely.
They really did nail.
Yeah. And they're very good at scrapping. You can see those wonderful feet they have, the claws. Very good at scrapping in the earth to find their food.
Somebody's actually agreeing with us. We've got Muffled Berry in the chat saying the level of tail fluff.
Yeah.
Which that's what we like to hear. We like the big floof.
Yeah. That is wonderful.
And I like when it walks. It has such a distinct like. They do walk quite heavily with their back legs.
Slight
so
waddle there, bit of attitude. I like it.
They really do a butt waddle, and that really shows off the tail.
We use a word in the zoo, sassy.
Yes.
Maybe a bit sass to them.
They definitely do. Look at that wiggle.
Yeah. A drag queen would be proud of that.
Oh, they really would.
That is fantastic.
Oh, now I just want to make a skunk exhibit and name all of the different skunks after different favourite drag queens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
I try and get away with that at work, but I don't quite. But yeah.
I'm sure you could get to go for like really subtle drag queen names.
Yeah.
Maybe be able to work it in easier.
Trixie.
Yeah, see, you can get a Trixie in. We love Trixie. I've seen Trixie Mattel live.
Have you?
Queen.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Anyway.
Yes. Trixie was so good live. But what I love as well when you're watching them walk, I just notice it distinctly in the skunk, is when you see them walking, you can really see the animation team, how they've done the spinal movements, because they have such a sassy little wiggle.
Yeah.
If you look at them side on, you can see like how articulated it is in like every way that their body moves.
Yeah, that arch of the bat,
and how that connects to their legs, and so like you can really see it like waving throughout it. And I know this is like in a lot of animals, but because they are so wiggly, I don't know why I have to animate doing this to really show up.
Move like an animal.
Yeah, I have to wiggle when I speak about wiggling.
Fantastic.
But it's very, very cool.
They are beautiful.
So yeah, that's our 5 new animals
Excellent.
in the Twilight Pack.
That was amazing to watch. Thank you.
So obviously I've had a look around your zoo. Now you've got a look around.
Yes, I
ours.
did. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm glad. Would you come back?
Yes, without a doubt.
That's what I like to hear.
Without a doubt.
I'm seeing people saying that they love the pack so far, and it's an amazing job. Thank you so much, Daniela. That is what we like to hear, and we really, really appreciate it. So before we head off and do anything else, I will, if I can ask you to pan over, just so as I can speak a little bit more about the career scenario, if we can get like a shot of the whole map. Perfect. So this is the sandbox mode, and obviously we've added stuff in to show you off a bit, thanks to James being our wonderful builder in the background. He built some stuff for me to be able to highlight all of this, so show some love for James in the chat. But this is the map for our new career scenario, which people are going to be very, very excited about because, as I mentioned, it is our first one in quite a while. But there's a whole storyline. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go play it if you want to find out. But it's on this really, really cool hill, which I just wanted to highlight because not only has it got a great feature of loads of our new architecture, but it also was built using our new terrain stamp that is part of the free update. So free update 1.11, you can get it now if you have Planet Zoo, just update to play. But this has been a godsend, and I want to show it off, but also complain to Dev that they added it right after I need it. So this new stamp allows you to really easily create inclines or slopes, because you can reverse it in your landscaping, which is so great for if you're wanting to make ramps, if you're wanting to make deep down areas, for instance, if you're doing underwater viewing, which is what I did, and had hell on earth building it, and then they released this. They told me about this stamp about 3 weeks after I did that, after I lost my mind on stream, and I'm still bitter about it. So it's always right after you need it, it gets added, but look how helpful this incline is for anybody that wants to use it now.
Excellent.
So for anybody who's now making giant areas like this, you can create really, really cool inclines. I love this big walkway path up. I think it's so gorgeous.
That is.
And our community is going to go wild with being able to make stuff like this now. Like the terrain formation that they're going to be able to do is going to be brilliant. And one last thing, this is a Twilight Pack celebration. I'm not going to deep dive into everything from 1.11. You can check that out on our forums if you want to. But one more thing I do want to highlight, just because it is such a cool feature, is the animal talks. So this will probably be a little bit familiar with you and all the talks you've done, but we have added in throughout all of the game, there's areas where we can set up animal talk points and people come do what you do and show off our animals. But for exhibit animals, which are ones that are in small enclosures, so things like your lizards, your insects, for whichever ones are safe for the animal, they can now take them out and hold them.
Fantastic.
And demonstrate them, which is a whole new thing that's just come in this update, and we're going to show off. Look how many people there are. Really, really excited to see which animal is it again, James?
Terrapin.
It's the terrapin. So we have the terrapin being shown off, and there's a big crowd really buzzing.
Education's a big tool.
It is.
Yeah, in
Here he is.
conservation, there we go.
And so now, if you have any animal talks for any of these species around your zoo, you will be able to enjoy your zookeepers pulling them out. We love that they do pull them out their pocket. Just walking around with a terrapin in your back pocket, like, there you go.
I'm not going to try that with the bats. No.
Please do not. But yeah, just ignore that. Just enjoy the wonders of video games.
Wonderful.
But they do, any animal that they bring out, they'll just be like, oh.
And here's one.
Straight out the back pocket.
That is great.
It is a really, really cool new feature that I'm really buzzing for, because I like setting up animal talk points. I have way too many of them in every zoo I build.
Talks are so essential, and keepers love doing them as well.
Yeah, look how happy he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guests are so happy to see it.
Yeah.
And I'd assume that you like giving them as well?
I do enjoy doing them, absolutely. As long as the guests listen to us sometimes. But they do. They enjoy it, and to get that interaction is so important. And as I say, conservation-wise, we've got to get these messages across, so fantastic.
Yes. Well, education is such a big part of what we do here. That's why we've got the Zoopedia. It's got loads of information. That's one thing, actually. If you are in the chat on Twitch, you can put, I believe it's !animal fact, and now the chatbot does have every animal fact from the
Wonderful.
Zoopedia in it. We've done so much work getting... Do you know how many animal facts are in that Zoopedia? They are all there, except from the ones in the Twilight Pack. They're going to be getting added soon. Has only launched today, give us a break. But
Superb.
you can now get every one. So if you're over in chat, feel free to type in !animal fact at any point. You'll be able to get a fun Zoopedia fact just for you and learn all about some of the amazing creatures that we have here in the game. And oh, the foxes came out. So
There we go.
Getting a nice wee debut of
playing.
these guys.
Wagging their tails.
It's nice seeing them interact with each other.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, they're booping noses! They're very cute.
They
I think
are
one of them's
beautiful.
down playing with a
look,
sprinkler.
yeah, with a sprinkler, there we go.
There you go.
They're very playful, red foxes.
Very, very playful, and they're
Yeah.
showing that off for us well right now.
Yeah.
See? We knew they'd come back to them and they'd be awake at some point. But they're wee cuties.
Wonderful.
And yeah, that's been a little insight into the Twilight Pack. So, before we do anything else, I think maybe good time for another giveaway?
Yeah, I think so.
Another giveaway? So I will bring these back out, show these off for you guys again. So this giveaway is in fact for one of these, which is the Twilight Pack media kits, which are exclusive. There is no way to get these except from these giveaways, or we send them out to media, to influencers, so on and so forth, for anybody who doesn't know what that means. And this was our one for the Twilight Pack. It comes in this Planet Zoo box, branded, fully, it's got it on the top of it. Which is very
Beautiful.
cool. And then when you open it up, it has 3 pin badges inside. We've got, which are 3 based off of our new little paper mache puppets that we love. We have our raccoon, we have a red fox, and we have the bat. Our friends the bat, the stars of the show. And what's really cool as well is if you take these out, these inserts also removed, and then you can just have a really cool little Planet Zoo box. Keep all your trinkets in.
So beautiful.
That's what I plan on using. I've been lucky enough to have one, and I am planning on keeping little trinkets in mine, and I think it'd be really cool. So I'm biased, and so the next giveaway I am in fact going to probably theme it around the raccoon. But I do need to give you your legal spiel again, so hold on with me, bear with me, I promise it's worth it. To enter this giveaway, I will give you a keyword, you enter it in chat, and that will be your entry. The competition will last for 5 minutes from whenever I say go. This is a Twitch-only competition. If you are over on YouTube, if people can stick the Twitch link into the chat for you, if you jump on over, you will be able to enter. So sorry, Twitch only. Head on over to join in. Geographical restrictions will apply, and for the full T's and C's, legal requirements, details, everything, head on over to frontier.co.uk/legal. That information will also be posted in chat right about now, if that can get shared, so as we can get the legal information for anybody who wants to check out full info. If you are a winner, keep an eye out, and from the official Frontier Developments Twitch channel, we will send you a DM and we'll get your information there for whoever the winner is, so as we can get your prize on over to you, because we want you to have the cool pin badges. And since I am biased, and it is me hosting the stream, this time the keyword is going to be !raccoon. And that will last for 5 minutes from 19 past until 24 past. So we will open that now. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. So stick your !raccoons in the chat over on Twitch. It will only be 1 entry per person, so do not spam. We do not need that. And thank you so much to mods and everybody who is helping out with that. I appreciate it. And while that's going on, if I could get the chat back, we'll maybe take some questions and see if anybody else has anything they want to ask or they want to speak about in the game. Obviously, we're also going to get a bunch of spam that says !raccoon, but I'll look in amongst all of that. I'm seeing people saying spelling is hard. Yes, raccoon is spelt with 2 C's and 2 O's. RACCOON. So make sure you spell it right or your entry won't count. It is a bot that runs this. I promise we're not just penalising you if you struggle to spell. If you're struggling, copy and paste somebody else's. Somebody is asking about our one of our questions from our free update. This is a fair question. They're asking what the biome skirts are. So biome skirts are the thing that goes around your sandbox area. Thank you, James. So See the big area that goes around where you can build? This big bit in the backdrop, that's a biome scout. And what we have added in free update 1.11 is the ability to switch these biome scouts. So as they're not locked, you'll be able to pick which ones you have in the backdrop, depending on the map, and be able to have a bit more variation, a bit more option. So you can get more information about that over on our forums if you want to check that out. If somebody wants to take the link to where you can get more info on that, that'd be really helpful. Ooh, I really like the light effect that was happening there.
That's cool.
Also, how have we just panned over to just carcass? I look away for 2 seconds. I'm happily speaking about biome scouts, and now we have carcass.
Well, they got to eat.
Yeah. I like the contrast between the really lovely lighting happening with the rainbow effects when James pans around to just carcass. Really capturing the spooky theme here.
Absolutely. And that's pretty big carcass there. They're enjoying it, I think.
Yeah. There's a whole buffet for them.
That is wonderful.
So James changing it over to nighttime so we can get some spooky theme matching our lighting going on. And yeah, really enjoying it. One people asking about our trash foraging. Foraging's maybe a kind way to put that, but one of the other things we've added in is a new behaviour where if sometimes animals escape,
yes,
you'll be familiar.
Yes,
this does happen.
We try not to make it happen, but it does occasionally happen.
Animals do, unfortunately, sometimes get out.
Yeah.
And it is part of the game that sometimes they can escape, and then keepers have to deal with that.
We've got things in place to, sort that out.
We aim for realism. And now, if animals escape, one of the things they can do is, if it's applicable and makes sense for the animal, they can knock over rubbish bins and start eating what's in it, which our chat is calling foraging, which again feels a bit kind for what that
enrichment.
So yes, some animals can do that if it's applicable, if it's a large enough animal to be able to get into the trash can, or if it is an animal that is big enough to knock it over. You know, we had raccoons. We had to have them be the little trash pandas
they need it, absolutely. Absolutely.
It would make no sense to have raccoons and not have them.
It's puzzle solving, isn't it? How do I get in there? How do I get the stuff out?
Enrich your animals with trash. Please don't. We want them to stay in the enclosure. Don't break your enclosures on purpose. But if they get out, that is something you can now look out for. It won't have a massive negative impact on your animals. The biggest thing it will do is that when you get them back in, until they've eaten a new healthy meal, they might have a bit of a low food enrichment because they've been eating icky leftovers from human food.
Yeah, nothing worse than human waste.
Yeah, especially considering like the shops we have in game, like are they going to eat like beef burgers? Like some Mexican. Like it's probably not the ideal diet for a raccoon.
No.
But so yeah, it'll lower the food enrichment a bit until they've had a nice, good, healthy, zookeeper approved meal back in their enclosure. And yeah, so get any other questions you have over into the chat, and I'm keeping an eye on it.
I love the lighting around here around the enclosure.
Hey, you're matching exactly up with one of the people in chat. They're saying the lighting's so cozy.
Yeah.
So I'm also seeing somebody asking, no Plan Elt today. No, we've got this instead. We're celebrating the Twilight Pack for Plan Elt Zoo. I will be back again next week. You can come over and enjoy more time with me in our community build next Tuesday. It's every Tuesday at 5 p.m. So you can catch us then. And that is the giveaway over. I've been given the signal. Thank you for everyone that entered. We really appreciate it. And the winner will now be announced and contacted. So congratulations to whoever our winner is. Big applauses for whoever won. And yeah, you will be contacted on Twitch by one of my lovely team behind the scenes. So keep an eye out for that message, get your info across to us, and we will get you one of these cool kits. I have them both here. It will be these two. Here. Officially being held by me. Ta-da! I can definitely say they exist. I am here.
They do.
They are real. I have you proving they are real. And you'll be able to get these. I'll leave them here. So you can see your prizes. There we go. Yeah, I feel like I'm, like late night television.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Like,
have to display.
Ooh. You're very. It really feels like late night shopping. But perfect. This was Oblivion, which with O-W, like owl, Oblivion, who has won the giveaway this time. So congratulations,
Well
Oblivion. Check out for your message. And congratulations to our winner from earlier as well. Really excited to get those media kits across to you. And I've just realised that this entire time we've got more raccoons.
This is when you go quiet and just go, oh.
Oh, James is going to keep breaking me every time he pans back to them. Like, oh, I love them so much. Like, so much. I'm so happy that now, because I try not to post anything that can give our community the wrong idea, even on my personal accounts, even though my personal accounts have nothing to do with work, but sometimes people make connections where there are none. And do you know how many raccoon memes I don't post? And now I can post them.
It's so difficult not to, I should. And now you can.
I see so much raccoon stuff. I get sent so much raccoon stuff because I adore them. And I'm so excited to have my very own little bandit boys.
They are beautiful. Their ears, they're gorgeous.
I love the iconic little mask so much. Because when I was in Canada, the only thing I asked for while I was across, because my partner was like, oh, do you want to go see Niagara Falls? Do you want to see Antara? I was like, no, I want to see a raccoon.
Were they surprised that you wanted to see a raccoon?
They were surprised it was the only request. They were like, you do know they're just like considered vermin here. I'm like, yeah, I want to see a raccoon.
There's other stuff in Canada.
No. So the only request I had was that.
Yeah.
And so we went out on garbage day for a 4-hour walk to try and find them. I didn't find a single one. I found 4 skunks.
Yeah.
They were really like the Twilight Pack, ready for you. Not a single. We kept finding rubbish bags that had been torn open, so we were like constantly just behind them.
That's always a way with animals. Always a way with animals. You can wait there for hours to see one, don't see one at all.
No.
Yeah.
So I was gutted. No raccoon for me, but I can now see them every day whenever I want to, because they're here in Planet Zoo.
Fantastic.
So thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's nice to come into your environment.
Yes.
And with this cosy scene as well.
It's so cute, right?
It's lovely.
It's been a change from how we normally lay things out, but I sent a list of everything I wanted to my team, and they set it all up for me while I was away. I think they did a great job.
And it's very warm.
Yeah, I know, right? Very, very cozy. Nice. Keep helping us with the cold this winter. It's been a really lovely way to chill out and hang out, and I'm excited to be able to do cute stuff like this here. And it's really nice to have you here in our domain.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for having us down at Shepreth for
anytime you want to come
going
along.
to fill the bats. I'm definitely going to come visit sometime in spring.
Do it.
See it with those blossoms.
I will let you know, definitely.
Please do. I'll keep an eye out on like your pages when you're announcing that you're doing it.
Do it.
But for anybody who is interested, you are here from Shepreth Wildlife Park.
Shepreth Wildlife Park.
In case you can't tell by the clothes, by the labels.
There we go.
But you can find out more about Shepreth Wildlife Park if people could put the link to that in the chat and head on over if you want to visit. You could go and see the animals that we've worked with, we get to see. You could go and see some wonderful talks.
That's right, talks every half hour. We've got experiences. We've got a lot going on in the half-term week coming up as well. So yeah, look at the website. Yeah,
you always have some interesting stuff going on. And of course, you also do a lot of work with your hedgehog hospital.
We do. Our hedgehog hospital is on site. And Kirsty, our wonderful hedgehog hospital manager, she does a fantastic job in there with all the team. And I must say, the volunteers that we have, they give their own time to help us out. They do an amazing job as well.
Yeah, I've worked with several of the team now, I've been lucky to, and every time I'm down there, they're just always on the ball and doing so much great work. So every little that you do have, if you are able to go across and donate, will help out the wonderful work these guys do. And if you want to enjoy the Planet Zoo Twilight Pack, then you can do so if you head on over to Steam. It is out now. It is £7.99 Great British pounds or applicable currency for whatever it is, that wherever you are, and you can dive in and enjoy all these amazing animals, and you can enjoy update 1.11 if you just update your game now. If you own Planet Zoo, it's there, it's free, there's multiple cool new things, you can have fun and enjoy it. And one other thing you can enjoy if you haven't seen or if you missed it is we do have a whole new soundtrack area called Planet Zoo Sounds of Summer, which sounds silly now that we're advertising a Twilight and Fall theme pack, but it's a goodbye to summer into fall, and it's a little lo-fi love letter where we have these chill hop remixes of some Planet Zoo songs, including one of the Twilight tracks, which people might have picked up on now. And you can also now put those in your game, which is really, really cool. So yeah, you can grab those if people want to link them. You can go and watch the VOD and enjoy all of that music. I've been listening to it while I work.
Fantastic.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's everything new here at Planet Zoo. And I'm really excited to see what you guys make with everything that we've got. If you tune in tomorrow over on our forums, we are going to be having a community competition as normal. So if you did miss out on the giveaways, do not worry. You've got another chance to win a media kit. If you keep an eye out, you can have an enter into our competition and maybe have a chance to win then. But that's about all we've got time for. So thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me. It's been lovely to have you.
It's been lovely hanging out with you.
Bring you back at some point.
Yes, do.
And a huge thank you to James for running everything behind the scene, for Adam for doing all of our prep, for my team behind the scenes that's doing everything, and for all of our moderators and everyone that's joined in. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye.